First of all, great to be here, and I don't think I can add any much more knowledge or light after Dr. Suhail, Professor Shafi, and especially Dr. Mazin. So I'll try my best. I'm not going to talk about product as such. What I'm going to talk about is a bit of knowledge, a bit what I have learned, and a bit of technology, mental health, a combination of these things, emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence, and the combination of these two spectrums. So that is I'm going to talk about. Tomorrow we have a workshop on what we do actually in mental health using immersive technologies. So you're all welcome to come. That is happening, I think, in between 2 and 5. So that will be mental health and immersive technologies. And we have a great professor from University of Birmingham, Dr. Afsana Fahim, with us, and she'll be conducting the workshop tomorrow as well. So today, I'm Bilal Awan. I'm the CEO of PsycReality, based in Ireland, originally from Pakistan, traveled a little bit, and did few things here and there, and finally is glad to be presenting something in Pakistan for the first time. Thank you. So what we are going to talk about is 3-4 points. I'm not going to prolong it, just few things, and I've used more of a pictorial thing as well, so not to bore you with the text. What is emotional intelligence? If we combine these things, motivation, self-awareness, anybody who is doing medical or in the field of an education domain. You want to talk? Okay, yeah. So self-awareness is a centric point. And when we combine all of these 4 or 5 factors, that brings into emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence. So this is a technological explanation that machine learning, neural network, NLPs, and then robotics. So I'm going to use, this is a computer anatomy, I'm going to use a human anatomy, right? Being non-medical person. So let's say I have met Dr. Afsana and Dr. Noshin, right? Both are British Pakistanis based in the UK, right? Traveling the world. Now, my brain tells me the information I have from the machine learning. I have learned that when we meet someone, we greet them, right? That's the information I have. So once we greet them, how we greet them, that's the process we have to do based on the information available to us. Whether we bow to them, or we shake our hand, or what do we do, or we hug them. It's all based on the information and how we are processing it. That is the machine learning in the computer language versus in a human language. Then the process of that information, how we are going to use it, is the neural network. That's the computer system, that's the algorithms we have. Then how we process the understanding of what is available to us. That's again in the computer language NLP. And for us, we are going to take action on that one. And what is robotic here? And the action we take, whether we shake hand, we bow, that's the mechanical arm is a robotic in the computer science. Combine these 4 spectrums is AI. So the convergence, EI powered, emotional intelligence powered artificial intelligence. So recognizing human emotions, talking about providing empathetic responses, right? Then we are talking about supporting emotional regulations and also learning, primarily learning from the emotional interactions we are having with the computer, with the human, the information available to the computers, and acting upon responsive. The simplest thing is if you're using a chatbot or a therapeutic chatbot or any conversation, right? So it asks, how are you, Bilal? Or I had a bit of bad day. So I have given out emotion. The conversation is going to transform into that direction now. So that's learning from the emotions and having the conversation accordingly. This is where AI conversation is happening. And challenges what we are facing now, obviously we are there. When we look at Professor Shafi, Dr. Our colleagues here, so they are talking 10, 20 years ahead of us, right? What we are doing, we are transforming into that. We are transitioning, right? Things are happening now, but still we are transitioning. Looking at Dr. Mazin's slide, which he presented 8 years ago in DHA, right? They were talking about what is going to happen in next 5, 10, 20 years, right? But yet we have a problem of understanding. We have a a divide in between acceptance and rejection or resistance. We have a client in UAE. We were speaking to them. They have 10 clinician psychologists, right? So 8 of them want to use our technology, which is the VR, exposure therapy for mental health, anxieties, traumas, phobias. But 2 of them, the most senior one, are resisting because they don't want to change any practice. So we are still facing that resistance. So this is where we need to work together and educate them in a subtle way that is not invading their way of treatment, but making them accept the new trends, how we are going to make life better for them. Privacy and legal frameworks are still standing at large at a minute. GDPR, HIPAA, HL7, yes, we are talking all of those standards. Yet, in the country of Pakistan, I don't think we have any AI-based laws. In so many other countries, we are not there yet. In the US, I don't think there is any particular legislation based on the AI. Yes, working there, some frameworks are there, right? So a long way we need to work. In Pakistan, talking about, let's talk about global first. WHO says in their recent report, as of this year, that 1.1 billion people are suffering from mental illnesses. And out of those people, if we talk about 2 major concerns, that is anxiety and depression, that makes 60% of those numbers, right? And when we talk about Pakistan, we are talking about 50 million population of Pakistan suffering from mental illnesses. And not to forget the numbers which are not reported because of the taboo, because of the stigma, because of log kahenge pagal hai. So we are still not there yet. So these are the reported numbers. And 1 in 5, 20% adults are suffering from this one in our country. And if you look at global numbers, 1 in 10 gets treated, and we are talking about globally, is still not accessible to everyone because we don't know it's there. We have done a partnership with Rawalpindi Medical University, and they have done in between psychiatry department and gynecology. They have studied the postpartum depression ratio, and they have found 57% of women, they don't even know they have a postpartum depression. So the awareness is not there. What we are working with them, we are doing a psycho-education program. So telling the mothers to be, or coming again, that the help is there. You need to just access it. So that's, as a team, as a network, we need to work together. So immersive technologies in mental health, what is it helping with? Controlled exposure therapy environment. So in an environment of normal therapy, traditionally, if I'm afraid of heights, a therapist will say, okay, Bilal, close your eyes and imagine you're at the top of the building, right? I might not have a very strong imagination. I would keep thinking, obviously I will get diverted, and it will take me a lot of time to immerse into that situation. And that is being replaced with the virtual reality, with the exposure therapy, and much more than not only computer graphics, but real videos and real contents are shown into that one. So when I'm putting the VR on, therapist is sitting next to me, I am actually standing at the top of the building. And the wind, how would we do? A small pedestal fan or small table fan will blow the wind. So all these interventions are making change in the immersion of the technologies that we are using. Safe place, if you are treating somebody who's afraid of dogs, right? In an open, you cannot control the behavior of a dog. Even if you bring the real dog in a clinic, you cannot control the behavior. You cannot control the spiders. You cannot control the lizards. But with this environment, they are controlled. They are gradually exposed. That's how immersion is helping mental health professionals to treat their patients, live better personal, social, and family lives. And then we are talking about emotional intelligence plus artificial intelligence integration in the immersive mental health solutions. So as we spoke about one word, or I didn't have, or a small sentence, or I didn't have a good day today. So that is converting the conversation based on the emotional being recognized, that this person is not well, so we need to have a conversation accordingly. And then we are talking about real-time adaptation. So Professor Shafi spoke about biofeedback sensors, especially the ring. There are rings, I mean, we are working with one, obviously I'm going to learn a lot from you as well. So that is taking 6 biomarkers, right, in real time. So when that feedback is coming back, SpO2, your heart rate variable, your pulse rate variables with other parameters, so that is in combination with the exposure is showing how the patient is feeling at that particular moment and changing the exposure, whether they need to be taken to the outer space, a bit of relaxation, or intensify. If the person is comfortable being in front of 2 dogs, there might be 4 or 5 dogs. Or a person is comfortable speaking to maybe 20 people, they might bring 100 people. So this is based on the feedback. Systems are changing the exposure. Progress tracking and emotional pattern, again based on the biofeedback, and also there are devices who are doing the neurofeedback during the sessions. And this is what we will talk about tomorrow, that feedback in real time is changing the exposure in real time. And that prevents, because once the feedback is there, that is going to prevent the reoccurrence, because the protocols are defining how often this exposure needs to be given, what is the feedback available, and how it is impacting a person who is being exposed, because it's a term called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It is gradual exposure, and that gives feedback what is the best way to expose them. So these are few of the immersions being used in therapies. Obviously, virtual reality, exposure therapy, being exposed, then AI, a combination of different parameters, digital health and remote clinics, then augmented reality and mixed reality. So these are the current solutions already in use. So now we are going to talk about 3 case studies of AI, where the AI or the immersive technology is used. The first one is exposure therapy, as we have spoken about virtual reality, that a person is sitting in presence of a clinician, right? The person is exposed to the situation, what they are afraid of or they have an anxiety of, exam anxiety. Can a clinician replicate exam anxiety into a patient? No, because it has to be at the point when person is going into the exam. And when you immerse them, we have developed that solution based on the scientific research, that when you immerse through the VR, expose them, the body reacts. You create the scenarios around, right? Our situation is where a patient is standing in a hallway. There are students, they are talking about, I'm well prepared, I'm not well prepared. 2 students come and they start talking to this patient, real people, real students. Oh, how are you? You look nervous. Oh, how was the preparation? And the clinician is telling them, okay, have a conversation. That immerses them further. Okay, I was nervous myself last night, so what I did a breathing exercise. Okay, do the breathing exercise with me. The next stage comes where patient is going to be in the classroom and they are real immersed in the situation of the exam. That's being replicated. The second one is where AI-powered virtual therapists are helping patients. They are being supported in the CBT therapies, mindfulness trainings, and the mental health maintenance. The third case study is immersive emotional regulations tools. Obviously, these tools are used stress management, mood disorders, and emotional resilience building. So real-world impact, obviously helping mostly and primarily in PTSD with improved feedback. These are ethical considerations we need to be considering, obviously, as we go along. AI is not there yet with the ethics, because there has to be a harmony in between all stakeholders, and we are lacking that harmony as of yet. A lot of companies, a lot of countries, a lot of bodies are working at it. So challenge, obviously, we are facing few of the challenges, which are integration is a big problem with the existing systems. How we integrate new systems with the existing systems. A framework, again, needs to be discussed and defined. So these are the benefits actually already available, reducing the stigma, and it's preventing, because the shame people have going to a therapist, not having that label, pagal hai aur usko dimag ka problem hai. No, that is in a controlled environment with the therapist. It's in a private sessions. So a question to you at the last. Do you guys think will AI replace a therapist? Yes or no? Yes? Who says yes? Who says no? It's a mix. So the answer is no. However, clinicians or therapists who know AI will replace the therapists who do not know AI. That's the basic of this one. So this is the QR code for tomorrow's workshop we are hosting. So you're all welcome to register. And I think we don't have a Q&A session at this point, so you all are welcome to connect. Thank you very much.